Hello, this is DarthBeavis. Now we're going to sleeve the pump. The reason why we do this first is because it's really easy to do. You don't have to have a lot of tools set up. You can sit and do it while you're watching Sons of Anarchy or doing whatever you'd like to do. So the reason that we sleeve the pump is because we don't want to have exposed colored wires that really detract from the aesthetics and the color scheme of our build. So the next thing I'll do is I'll show you the different tools that we'll use in the process. These are the tools that you'll need to sleeve your pump. First, an optional depinning tool, a sharp set of clippers, a sharp set of scissors, ModSmart KOBRA sleeving in black, a nice set of strippers, fresh Molex pins, male, a Molex connector in black to match your sleeving, a high quality crimper to keep your crimp hands strong, and our Lain D5 Vario pump attached to a Primochill CTR reservoir. The first thing we'll do, you never know how long you're going to need your cable to be, so I like to just cut it off right at the end. That way if I take this pump out and use it in another build, I don't have to worry about extending the cables. And I will wait to crimp off or to strip off the exposed wire until after I've done the sleeving, so that way it's easier to feed through here. So the next step, just measure out the amount of sleeving that you'll need. Now keep in mind when you put on the sleeving, it will expand out a bit as you tuck the wire through it, so you can clip it just a little bit longer than it looks like you'll need. Just a touch. And I'll cut that off. Now once we cut it, we'll see that it is slightly frayed. So we'll take a lighter, just melt the ends slightly, let it cool down, and you'll see it won't fray. So once we feed the wire into it, won't fray at all. Nice clean sleeving job. And just inchworm it all the way onto the wire. Step will be to cut heat shrink, apply it on here. Then we will go ahead and strip the ends and apply our pins, crimp, and be done. We'll grab our new Molex pins, pull off a couple. Make sure you buy extra. Just in case you make a mistake. If I'm working late at night, my eyesight gets pretty bad, and so I may go through several pins trying to get a good crimp. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that you have the jacket in the first set of wings, so it makes a nice tight crimp. That way if the wires move around a bit, it doesn't put too much pressure on the actual wire itself and break off. Just want to get it sitting on there so it's nice and stable. So this can take multiple tries, so don't get frustrated if it fails the first time. And actually you want the pins facing up, or the wings facing up. I'm going to feed that right into your crimper. I'm going to use the close that's the set that's in the back. Feed that right through, nice and careful, don't get the shakes. Close it, good squeeze. So the next part will be to put the pins back in the connector. So the way I think about this is I'm usually oriented from the female side, and so I know on the right hand of the female side is the 12 volt and the next is the ground. So I kind of position it and I think, okay, the female side is over here. I keep my finger on it, and you're just going to stick that pin right in there until it clips. There you go. I probably should have done the other one at the same time. Just jog it around. Nice push until it clips. Test. And you can reposition the pins a little bit in there. Sleeved our pump power cable. We attached the new Molex pins, the fresh ones, to our power cable. We applied the Molex connector, and also we put some heat shrink on, but there's one last thing to do. We need to apply the heat gun to the heat shrink so it tightens up and we have a nice finished product. Let's do it. So we have our heat gun. I prefer a minimum of 1300 watt. 1500 watt is also a good wattage to use. This will have two settings, so I like to use the lower setting so it's nice and controlled. So we will turn that on and then we will reduce our heat shrink. So you want to have nice even heat distribution and just rotate your heat shrink around. Just all around so it reduces nicely. Hold it in place if you need to. Just watch your fingers so they don't burn. Okay, there's one side. So I will bring the pump up, and we want to push the heat shrink up almost to the base of the pump. And just start reducing it. Rotate it around. There we go. Okay, and we are done.